The purpose of this video is to review how to graph a linear function that is written in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form can be read as the general equation y equals mx plus b, where m represents the slope and b is the y-intercept. Knowing these two pieces of information allows us to graph the linear function. Starting with number 1, we have y equals 1/4 x minus 1, where 1/4 is m and -1, so we're keeping the sign with it, is the b value. The first thing you're going to want to do is put a point on the y-intercept. Because it was a -1, notice how I went down 1 along the y-axis. To get the second point, you're going to have to use the slope, which is 1/4. Remember, slope is rise over run. And positive movements would be going up and right. Negative movements are down and left. So I have a positive slope, meaning rise over run. I'm going to move up 1, right 4. To get a positive slope, you could do positive, positive, or negative, negative. So you could have also moved down 1 and left 4, because negative, negative, again, would give me that positive slope. Then you would use a ruler or something with a straight edge and connect your points. Number 2, we have a negative in front of the x, which means the slope is -1, and then a positive 2 for b. Once again, first you need to put your y-intercept of positive 2, so this time I went up 2 along the y-axis. And a negative slope means that we need to have a combination of positive and negative. What I mean is, if I go down, which is negative, I need to move right. Or if I go up, I need to go left. Because a positive and negative would give me that negative slope. Because it was a whole number, you may have noticed when I went down for my points or up for my point, it's rise over run. So this whole number was technically over 1, which is why I moved down 1, right 1, or up 1, left 1. The more points that you plot, the more accurate your picture will be, unless you're using something with a straight edge to help you out. So plot as many points as you like. To draw any line, you only need 2 points though. And that's what that graph looked like. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and skip number 3. You'll come back to that later. But let's take a look at number 4. For number 4, we have a intercept of -4. So I'm going to put a point here at -4 and the slope of 4/3. So I'm going to have to go up 4 and right 3. Again, up 4, right 3. Hopefully this is coming back to you pretty easily. I'm going to do a couple more with you. Let's do number 5. So the slope is -3, but that's technically -3 over 1 since it's a whole number. I talked a little bit about that for number 2. And then the y-intercept is -3. So first I'm going to put my y-intercept of -3. Then I could, to get the second point, either move down 3, right 1, or I could have moved up 3 and left 1. Again, the more points that you plot, the more accurate your graph's going to look like. It would help if you have a ruler or something with a straight edge. Let's take a look at number 6 and then number 8. For number 6, we have y equals 4. So this will be a linear function, but instead of having a slope, we're just going to have a vertical or horizontal line. So when you have a y value that's always constant, here's y equals 4. So 4 is right here along the y-axis. Your y value will always be 4. So at 1 it will be 4, at 2 it'll be 4, at 3 it'll be 4, so on and so forth. All of these values will always have a y value of 4. So whenever you have, and I want you to make a note of this, whenever you have y equals a number, you're going to have a horizontal line. Whenever you have x equals number, we're going to see that with number 8. Whenever you have x equals a number, let's see what that would look like. X equals 5. Here's 5 on the x-axis. And it's saying that x will always be 5 for any y value. So at 1 it'll be 5, at 2 it'll be 5, at -1 it would be 5, -2, so on and so forth. So if x is always 5, we actually have a vertical line. I feel like you should have, had a friendly reminder and should remember how to do it by now. I want you to go back, try number 3, 7, 9, 11, 10, and 12. So when you're done attempting all these problems, hit play and you can check your work. For number 3, you can see the y-intercept of 1, and it has a slope of a positive 1, so you should move up 1, right 1, or down 1, left 1. Number 7 has a y-intercept at -1, and then you would move up 3, right 5, or you could move down 3 and left 5 to get the next point. Number 9, we had y equals 3, so you should have put a horizontal line that passes through 3 on the y-axis. Number 10, you can see that there's a y-intercept at -2. Your slope was 3 over 1, so you should have went up 3, right 1, or down 3, left 1. Number 11, the y-intercept was 3. Once again, we had a whole number for the slope, so it's technically over 1, meaning you should have moved up 4, right 1, which does slightly go off our coordinate plane, or you could have moved down 4 and then left 1, which would give me this point right here. Number 12 has a y-intercept of 5. It's rise over run, so 6 over 5. You could move up 6, right 5, but it would be a point that's not on the coordinate plane. So it may have been easier to go down 6 and then right 5, which would give me that coordinate right there. At this time, you may begin your homework.